12.5 million would be established. So the main issue was getting through the legislature's conference committee, which it did. So that was a big hurdle. So now it's just to get the governor to sign off on it and not veto it, so that it will get the full allocation of the 12.5 million. So that was a bit of good news that came after our meeting. Our meeting was last Wednesday, and this determination, I believe, came through on Thursday or Friday, that the legislature did vote for the 12.5 million.
Great.
So now we just got to wait for him to sign it. Not that he doesn't have anything else to worry about right now, but
That's right.
right now our concern is for the disabled residents of the Commonwealth, especially with the housing moratorium rental that is, I believe, going to be up in momentarily. So that's going to be.
But they federally, it looked like they might have stopped that.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I heard today.
Yeah. So
they might be pushing that into January now.
Or later than that. They're talking about that all of this with that package that they were putting out, that they would go through to at least April, because
great.
They're talking about with I think it was 900 million or something big. I remember that. I just didn't get to see the details on it.
No.
So yeah,
that would be great. That would be great news for everyone, not only the disabled residents,
right?
Especially in Revere,
Right. Well, mortgages
the test for that.
Right. Well, we don't want anybody to lose their home now. It's just it's going to be now. We got enough problems now. We don't need any more.
Exactly. Anybody have any questions or comments on that?
No.
Okay. The next item is item 6, and Enza's not here. So she usually reads this because it's part of hers for CPAC, so I'll read it. It's the scheduled November events for CPAC and updates. So what it is CPAC plans to host a virtual meeting on December 14th at 6 p.m. titled Special Education During COVID, being presented by Mass Advocates. Information has been shared by the Revere Public Schools to our families. We encourage anyone interested to sign up or reach out with any questions on Facebook or Twitter by searching Revere CPAC, which is SEPAC. So that was from Enza for their monthly communications for CPAC. Next is item 7 is any commission members have any late items or anything that they would like to discuss. I have it open for that right here. So if anyone would like to speak on anything or anything that they would like to bring to the table, is your opportunity now as a commission member.
Mine already got covered with the parking. So
okay,
Jason, that was just about
it.
Would
you like to discuss anything?
Yeah, I think the only thing, and I haven't been taking the train lately, but I've talked to quite a few of the, I've notified the T quite a few times that there's a couple things. One, people are parking at points on the sidewalk where the T is, down at right here at River Beach Station. So that's a real problem, even though there's a sign literally says no parking anytime, and they're still doing it. And that's a problem for people with wheelchairs or blind folks, because that's you're not expecting things to be there. Right. So that's the first thing that needs to be addressed, so that the T takes care of that and that the police assist with that when they see it, because it's not okay. Lights are going out at points too, and they're not replacing the bulbs up on the top. So it's, that's another issue. That's really, an issue. And then the people also who are hanging around down at the station that are kind of, derelict, shall we say, and they hang around with the liquor store. So that area tends to be a bit of a concern for people with disabilities, because they, tend to be targets as well. Because I think they got to know me, so they don't bother me, but they tried a few times.
Would you like to make a motion, and maybe we can write a letter to our police chief on that?
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, please, that would be great to make a motion for that, please. That would be helpful.
All right.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Does anyone want to spearhead creating the letter? And then I can put it on the Commission on Disabilities letterhead.
I can do the letter, yeah.
Okay, perfect. I know that was one of my pet peeves with people parking anywhere on sidewalks, and it is an ADA violation. And I made it a point that I was told that, you know, that the state was going to be coming before COVID, coming down and doing various inspections through the city to see who was parking on sidewalks. So the city need to really enforce that. It's not a city law. It's not a state law. It's a federal law. It's an ADA law.
Right.
So when people say, well, it's Revere's law not to park on the sidewalks, it is not Revere's law. And
No.
Jason, you could probably speak on that more than anyone. And I've been trying to say that for 4 years now.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
That's an ADA violation. That's the sick part of it is when you see the police doing it too, though. I've seen
Yeah.
them do. Yeah. In different places in the city. So yeah, I'm like, come on, you're supposed to set the example here.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any other concerns? Jason, did you want to talk briefly about the website that you were mentioning?
That's, yep. And we talked about that earlier. So the city's website is not very user friendly for those that are elderly or disabled in terms of access. But I've also found that there's major 404 errors, as well as errors where things will say site can't be found. And when you're trying to get things completed, such as replacement of a trash can, or in my case, I need an additional recycle bin. It's difficult to do that, and I want to be able to use a credit card. And they'll say to me, "Okay, I can't assist over the phone, but they want me to go to the location." Well, I don't drive, so for me to pick up and bring a check or do anything else is going to be difficult.
Yeah, right. Just to let you know, right now, starting as of tomorrow, everything is going to be done over the phone or over the computer. Whatever can't be done on the computer for paying for anything, or in the situation that you a senior or a disabled person doesn't have access to the computer, they're going to be taking credit cards over the telephone. That's the new regulations that's coming down in the city of Revere. Anything that can be paid is to be paid over the phone or via the computer. They're limiting the access to City Hall and municipal buildings. It's going to be by appointment only, by the discretion of the departments, but they want everything to be paid either over the phone or via the computer for the people that are tech savvy that can do it by computer.
Right.
Okay. Anyone else have anything that they'd like to add?
I just have a question with regards to that. Now, I can appreciate all of that, and I did read that update as well. What about these residents who, don't have access to the computer? That's one. And I do know a lot of people who will not give credit card information over the phone. I know that other cities have.
We have drop boxes outside City Hall.
Right, but if they can't get to those drop boxes, what do those people do? I was just going to ask. I know that when I worked in Newton, the Council on Aging had like a friendly visitor. It wasn't called Friendly Visitor. That was an offshoot of it, a program where people who didn't feel comfortable doing that, they would have somebody who would be able to transport that, those bills or those checks up to City Hall and do something like that. Is there anything that's available for these folks? I know that there are a lot of people who do not wish to give their credit card information over the phone, and I can certainly understand why, having been hacked that way.
Right now, I would say the simple answer is right now with COVID, no.
No. Okay. That would be my major, would be my concern, and I see that as a major roadblock.
Well,
Yeah.
the credit cards are
Yeah.
credit cards are much safer though, because the federal protections that are in place, even for the consumer, checking can be pretty much taken, and once somebody takes your money out of your checking account, it's wiped out. So
Right.
that's the other concern. So people
Yeah.
have to think that to some degree.
Unfortunately, trying to get that across to people is
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah. And then
Than
they do also have the drop boxes at City Hall now that they're emptying at various times during the day. So they could
I
put it,
wonder if City Hall would eventually put like a secure drop box like in a different location, or maybe one or two different locations. Like now I live in the Pines and I drive, so I'm able to get up in there. But what about, you know, I don't know who you'd approach, but maybe approaching, would that be a potential, in a location that's viable, that there's other things going on, so that there would be, if someone was tampering with it, they would be able to see that. I mean, I don't know if that's an option, or if that's something that would even work, or if it's
yeah,
something that, because, I'm hoping that the COVID, everything starts to wind down, but I won't even get into that. That's a whole nother discussion.
yeah,
But I was just, thinking about that out loud, because, we had that discussion about how the mailboxes that were accessible before are no longer, and what had happened with all of that. And that's
right.
where my mind was, of course,
That's
going
the other
forth
thing,
for
right,
that.
too. That's why they
They don't
really,
want to do it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
wouldn't want to do that. And it's just at City Hall, you got the cameras there, and it's very easy to get somebody in the building to keep going out and emptying them.
Right. Right.
They have them, yeah. So when you're going off site there, then you're,
Mhm.
and the other thing is too, is they're trying, I think, my own opinion is, you want to try and get away from as much paper as possible.
Oh.
That's the most important thing, I think, right now.
Mhm.
It's basically trying to educate people on the new ways of doing everything. um, and it's going to take some time. Um, but like Jason said, credit cards are much more secure now. You have the CRV number, even if you have just the credit card number.
Mhm.
That doesn't do it all, and it's going to
Right.
be when they call to make the payment, it's the same as the person that you're giving it to. It's going to only be to the person in the collector's office. So it's just like giving it in the window there to them. It's the same way. And then you would get the transaction receipt still probably sent to you anyway. Um,
Mhm.
so it would be that process.
Maybe that's how they could market it, as Revere's newest window, and have it in the shape of a credit card for your payment options. I mean, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah, and they
talking.
waived all the fees too. There's no fees for anything like
Right.
that. So before, that was one of the stigmatisms why people did not want to pay online or over the phone, because there was fees associated with that.
Yeah.
Now that the fees are all waived, so there's no longer any fees for that.
Mhm. Good to know.
Yeah. There's a couple of residents on. I'm not sure if any residents have any comments, because item 8 is residents' concerns, issues, questions, and open forum. If any residents, they could raise their hand if they had anything that they wanted to talk. And we have one resident that would like to speak. If you could just say your name and address for the record.
Sure, Eric Lampadecchio, 43 Tapley Avenue. I just wanted to add that I like the credit card approach, and by way of trade, I work in banking. And I heard that account number and routing number might be a little bit more skeptical. I just wanted to add and share that most financial institutions will offer those folks a free debit card. So that may also be an option. And debit cards are very protected in the state of Massachusetts by fraud under Regulation E, where the most somebody would be held liable for in a case of fraud would be $50. Thanks.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. So that was a little bit more information. That helps a little bit.
Mhm. Yep.
Hey Ralph, here's an idea that something that Eric just brought up. Why can't the collection office give people some kind of debit card that is only used for them?
That opens up another, because if it's a debit card, then you have to open up accounts. It's a lot different. Eric, you could probably talk on that one too. Why that probably wouldn't work. because then you have to route things differently. Everybody, you would want them to go onto their own cards. That
Yeah, I
adds
mean,
another layer.
yeah, I'm not sure what the city's appetite would be to set up and really manage those set of plastics, as we refer to them in the industry, but that'd be a whole nother undertaking for the city and an added expense for the city as well. So I'm not sure what the appetite would be for that. But I do
Yeah.
like the creative thinking.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else have any questions?
Oh, Ralph, to speak
Yeah.
to that, I called the collector's office this morning to do something, and they weren't answering the phone, and that was about 8:30. Just to let you know, so they need to start being on at 8:50. That's when they're due.
Okay.
So, give you a heads up. They might want to address that because it rang and rang and rang.
Did you call them directly or did you go through 311?
No, I called the direct number.
All right, go through 311
Okay.
and then the call will get transferred right from them.
Okay.
This way it comes right from them. This way there's a tracking of the call going through.
Gotcha.
Let me see what else we have on here. Anyone else have any questions or concerns? Okay, item number 9 is Pauline. Do you have the agenda?
I couldn't print it out. My printer's not working.
All right, so
I
I'll
can do it off
read
the
it.
top of my head, though.
I'll read it. It's okay.
Thank you.
Item number 9 is just a monthly reminder. The Commission on Disabilities, due to COVID-19 and the safety of all residents, is trying to limit in-person appointments due to the unavailability and use of our present office location. Residents can speak to staff from our 301 Constituent Center Monday through Friday when you call our office at 781-286-8267. They will be able to answer most questions, but if they are unable to, or if you would like a call back from our office, please ask to be transferred to the Disabilities Office voicemail and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. We are working on solidifying another temporary location for our office with necessary in-person appointments determined by the COD on Friday mornings. We will update this information when this is available on the city website's disability page. As always, please let us know if you would like something discussed or brought up and added to our monthly meeting agenda. You can let us know if you would like to speak on any issues or concerns. The Commission is here to help you and to assist all disabled residents and families of Revere. Next is our next steps. I'm not sure if we have any next steps in per se from this meeting. So I think we'll leave the next steps open. Before we do a motion to adjourn, I would like to wish all our residents a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. I want to make sure I get them all right. Am I forgetting any other holidays? Pauline?
No, I don't believe so. I think you've got it all covered, and then we'll just say happy holidays, safe holidays.
Yes.
Be aware, be smart, be hyper vigilant.
Exactly. Please be vigilant and wear a mask, wear a mask, wear a mask, not for yourself, but for everyone else. Please, it's not for yourself, it's for everyone else. That is what we all need to stress. And if we all realize that, we will all be much better off.
Absolutely.
And I'll leave it at that. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. And our next meeting is, I got the date wrong on here anyway, but it's January 12th, 2021 at 6 p.m. Let's hope, let's pray that 2021 is going to be a better year, and let's get 2020 out of here. Now let's put that together.
Sure.
Sounds
I'll
I'll
good.
agree with that
second
100%.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Have a good
Thank you,
holiday,
everyone.
folks.
Have a good holiday, guys.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
going to call you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good night now.
Night.
Bye.